What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Lineman Football, and today's video I'm going to be giving you guys the how-to on how to take apart your Riddell Speedflex helmet. Although it's a very complicated helmet, the process to take it apart and put it back together is incredibly simple and way easier than the Riddell Speed. Now, the only tool you'll need for this is a basic screwdriver. Now, first off, the one video you might want to watch before this is my how to change face mask for a Speedflex. That's its own separate video, so I can make this one a little shorter. Again, pretty simple process, but this is even simpler. So I'll be taking you through how to take it apart to get the liner out, how it works with the ratchet system, all that kind of stuff. Let's get into it. Okay, so after you've finally taken off your face mask, the first thing you'll probably actually have on it is your chin strap. Now, first off, the chin strap, all you do to take it out, it has these little screws on the side where it slips underneath. If you just slightly undo those screws, it easily slips out. Okay, so your ratchet system is held on by these things right here. That's actually a super simple process. I have a quick attachment on mine right now for another Sports Star product, and it's still the same thumb screw on the back. So all you do to take those out is you just undo the thumb screw, and this will pop off, or your flex adapter will pop off, whatever you have. So let's take those off. We're going to take this helmet down to nothing. Okay, I'm going to leave the strap locks on because I really don't see a point. Okay, so the first thing you'll want to do is you're going to want to take off all of these screws. There's 3 across the top here, and there's 1 on either side, and that basically is what's holding everything in place. Now, these little plastic things strip really easily, so I'm going to change from a star bit on my screwdriver to a flathead to get in this bigger groove, and that should. Now, these don't matter which hole they go into, so it's not that big of a deal. Also, underneath these are the inflation points for when you want to add or take away air from your helmet. That's where they're kept on here. And these little caps, the threads are on the inside, so they actually screw into the inflation ports. They don't screw into the actual helmet themselves. Okay, so now that I have those off, if you want to take off the rubber gaskets, those just slip out. But the first thing I'm going to do here for the padding is I'm going to take out the ear pads. The ear pads were only held in with these for the inflation ports. I actually forgot one. And then these just pop out. So they're just sitting in on the inside here, just held in basically by friction. And you can just pop your ear pads out. Now the next step is basically going to be I'm going to peel off the sides here like that from the Velcro. Now I'm going to take the liner off the sides here because it's not attached to this piece, but it is attached to this one. So I'm going to take the liner off both sides. Then I can just pull from the liner the middle section of the helmet out, and you can see how that was held on with an inflation port there. Now, if you want to take the liner out to wash it, there is a small strap that goes around this inflation pad, so you can just take that strap right off. Pull that piece out. So now that you have this pad out, this pad is just sitting in here. Again, it was held by an inflation port as well. This one just goes out like that. Really simple. There's no Velcro or anything holding that on. And the last is this big piece, so I'm just going to take that out, and that holds everything. And there's almost done the shell. Now from here, if you want to, you can take, obviously, these couple pieces off here just to hand wash the liner. Now the last piece you have is the front panel on here. And then take this piece off. First off, there is foam in this groove, which I'll show you in a second. But all you do is just on the inside here, you just grab this, peel it back. There is a piece of Velcro holding it. You have it like that. See, the Velcro's there, and the flex goes into that section like that. And then from there, if you want to take the front bumper off, there's just 2 screws right there on the back holding it together. So that's really simple. So now we kind of do the reverse order to put it all back together. So I'm just going to put the the flex part back in. Now when doing that, you can't just put it in like that. You have to flip it over, and you have to line up the foam. And once the foam's lined up and in, it just Velcros in place, and now that piece is fully secured. Now I'm going to put this big piece that I kind of half took apart, just to save some time here, back in. So this just slips on over the cover like that. Okay, so remember when we started, we took all these little pieces off at the start, but as soon as I get a new pad in, I'm going to put one of these on to secure it in place. Because these pads can be a little bit tricky, The more you can anchor it down to help hold it while you put other stuff in, the better. Okay, so now next I'm going to actually peel this piece out like that. So now that's secured, I'm going to slip this piece in. Now when this one goes in, it sits like this with the taller side going towards the flex part of it. So it sits like that. And the bottom of it here sits over top of this bladder insert right there. So that slips in like this. And again, I'm going to go on the back here. I'm going to get the thing through. I'm going to add a cap to secure it. Now when I'm adding these caps, I'm just kind of half tightening it, just enough to get it to hold in place. Not enough where I can't wiggle everything around to get it to fit in, because it is kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. Okay, so now that that's in, I can push this pad up in there. I can pull these pads out a bit to wrap the liner back around them. Those go around your temple. Secure it with the Velcro there. I can do the exact same thing on the other side. Fit it around, push it all the way down so it's nice and snug. Put that on the Velcro there. Now all I gotta do is just grab this last pad and kind of move it and massage it into place where it pops through. Give it a half tighten. Okay, now that all the padding is back inside, the last step is the cheek pads. Throw those back in. So those go like this. So you want this part of it facing back, and if you put it in wrong, it won't fit, so it's pretty easy to figure out. There's a small gap in there where you kind of just wedge the pad in like that, push it through there. Now with this side being completely done, I can actually fully tighten this guy. Push that in, and it might be a little off like this when you push it in, so you're gonna have to wiggle it into the middle enough where your little screw cover can fit over top. Remember, do not over tighten these and start to strip them, because they are just plastic, so be very careful with that. Now if I was going to reattach a chin strap, all I do, I just take my chin strap, take this off, slip it underneath if it didn't have buckles. Then from there I'm just going to go back to my flex adapters, because I like these, put those in place. Take your thumb screws. Now each thumb screw works on either side, so it's not that big of a deal. Secure it like that. And then once you put your face mask back on, you're completely done. So there you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed that video today. Again, if you liked that video, don't forget to hit that like button. If you really liked it though, please share it, as that is a big help to me. And as always, thanks.